Welcome to 2017 Sidestreets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, Angela Champ, and we are going to talk on the subject matter. This show is dedicated to all my men. Why are you messing with crazy? Oftentimes, men date women because they have particular attributes, but why are you messing with crazy? I know you all may have seen the video that has gone viral with the woman beating this guy like he was a rag doll. And while domestic violence on any level should not be condoned, why are you choosing to mess with crazy? Now, I'm sure when the relationship started out, I don't believe that he thought that she would beat him. But let's look at this. We often, when we hear about domestic violence, we usually think of a woman being beaten by a man. But what happens when a man is being subjected to being beaten by a woman? I mean, now one would say, oh, it's 2017. Why start off the year talking about that? Because, first of all, I wanted to talk about something that I thought would provoke a thought. When I met this special man, one of the first questions he asked me before we even got started, he said, "Are you crazy?" And initially I was taken aback. I laughed a little bit, but I really thought about what he was asking me. Because often what looks good is not good. Meaning, oftentimes men will run into a woman who's physically attractive. She may be educated, but there are some underlying issues as he begins to peel back the layers of her life. Well, 6 months down the road, maybe a year later, and sometimes it takes years, he finds out that she's crazy. I mean, like cray-cray. Blowing up his phone, checking his messages, checking his emails, checking his underwear. Who wants to be bothered with crazy? Now, just in case you would like to call in on the subject matter, please do not hesitate to call 708-223-8953. And also, if you are looking for an opportunity to host your own show here on IntellectualRadio.com, please do call 708-223-8953. Now, getting back to the subject matter, why are you messing with crazy? I mean, come on. Is it that you are so blindsided by her physical attributes? Are you blindsided by the sex? Or are you just a person who has low self-esteem? Now, often we don't like to view men as having low self-esteem. But there are a lot of men that don't have high regards for themselves. I mean, it's indicative of today as we see these guys who walk around with their pants off their behind and just some of the things that they subject themselves to. So I want to ask the question to all my men out there. How many of you have messed with a crazy woman? And how long did it last? And what did you do? And how did you get out of the situation? So when you finally meet the woman that is deserving of your time, you often wonder, is she crazy? But what does crazy look like? Does it come in a pretty package wrapped in a Christmas bow? Is it someone who has their hair standing all over their head out in the grocery store? Or is she educated, well-dressed, and well-spoken, and well-traveled? Anyway, those are all the descriptions, or just some of them, that can sum up a cray-cray. Now, I'd like to know, when you first saw the signs, when she started asking you over and over and over again about who was on your Facebook posting, or was she checking your messages on your cell phone, or even put a GPS? I know a man who actually is monitored by his wife. I mean, I'm not saying that he has not given her reason to, but really, come on. Are you serious? Really? If you have to do all that, he should not be with her and you should not be with him. So as we embark upon 2017, how many of you have decided, my men, of course, to let go of cray cray? Was she blowing up your cell phone at the strike of midnight? And when you didn't answer, what did she do? Did she show up at your house unannounced? Did she tell you that she loved you and then she turned around and she sliced your tires? Did she purposely get pregnant by you just to say she has, oh, a piece of you? Hmm. I think you better check her profile because she sounds like she cray cray. Thanks, Irving and Cynthia, for watching. It's 2017, and we have to do things that are totally different in our relationships if we are to have viable relationships. Now, I'm not claiming to be a subject matter in the area of relationships because Lord knows I've had 2 failed marriages and whatever. However, I am acknowledging that you learn from trial and error. And I can honestly say that I had a cray cray. He had to go. He was checking my messages, checking my emails. We couldn't even go sit down and have something to eat. If the waiter poured me an extra ounce of water, then I had to have been dating him. He was cray cray and he had to go. So anyway, I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys. It's you guys were partying last night and you don't want to think about cray cray, but a lot of you woke up with cray cray. So you didn't take her out last night. And now you're dealing with the fallout of that. Yep. You know, she showed up at your door with them babies. Talking about they was your babies. Yeah. Also, I'm just talking, I just think that men need to be very careful about the type of women that they entertain in their life. The Bible says it is better for a man to wander in the wilderness than to, or roam on the top of a roof than to cohabit with a woman who is cantankerous and full of just mess. So are you looking to do something different in 2017, or will you continue to entertain cray cray? So just the other day, I was at the gas station getting some gas and not thinking about the couple. And though there's this guy who happened to look over, and the woman went ballistic. She went totally ballistic. She started cursing him out and wanted to know why was he looking at me and what was his problem. And I could not be subjected to something like that. And I would not subject my man to something like that. But we've all dealt with cray cray. Well, anyway, I'm going to go to a musical break and come back while you ponder on the thought. Why are you still messing with cray cray in 2017? I am Angela Champ for Side Streets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. Welcome back to Side Streets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. Welcome in 2017, and I just want to pose a question. Well, aren't most women a little crazy? Aren't we a little crazy? And is being a little crazy okay? I mean, it's okay that we text you 1,000 times. It's okay if we show up at your house unannounced. It's okay if we show up at your job unannounced. It's okay if we call everybody in your cell phone to find out the status of the relationship. Hell no. That is not acceptable. That is just crazy as hell. However, what about when you go out? Now, in the relationship I was in previously, I couldn't even go out. Now, I feel if we spend $100 on tickets to go somewhere, we should have fun. And I remember distinctively sitting down saying, "Hey, I want to dance." And upon enjoying myself, I had to endure an interrogation about how do I know the person I was dancing with, and would I ever dance with him again? And it just went on and on and on and on. He was crazy, y'all. I even had one that said that I pulled up in front of your house and saw that your lights were on, but you were not there. Where were you at? He was crazy, and I had to remove myself from the equation. Hey, Lacey, how you doing? I see you tuned in. I need for you to call in at 708-223-8953, and we can talk about these crazies that you've dated. I know you dated. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Women that claim that they love you, and then they become obsessed with you, and then when they can't have you, they'll do anything to destroy your life, having babies on you, hurting the child sometimes. I mean, sometimes this is a really serious subject. I know I'm probably shedding a little, putting a comedic spins to it. And Kason just said that, oh no, he hasn't dated anyone that was crazy. LOL. So you know what the LOL means. He's laughing out loud because he's actually dated someone that was really cray cray. I'm dedicating this show to my men today. I'm dedicating this show because you know what? We don't give you all enough credit. We really don't. And then sometimes when you get to a woman who is deserving of all of you, you think she crazy too. So you start to exhibit the behavior that that previous crazy girlfriend was exhibiting. I see. Oh, Cynthia, I'm sorry that you're saying that the monitor is skipping. I hope that you can work it out. So I want to apologize for any lack of reception or anything that's going on. And I just want to ask my men out there, you knew she was crazy. You knew she was crazy as soon as she opened her mouth. But either you were too smitten by the way she looked, or maybe her sex was just so phenomenal that it just had you in a cloud. But now you're regretting that. It's interesting. I mean, I hear about men having had their tires slashed, having been locked up. This is nuts. Who wants to date somebody who has no self control? I don't get it. Hey, Miss Clayton, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And just action subject matter. 2017 is supposed to be a new year. Okay. So we want to make sure that you are not dating someone who's crazy. I mean, and it's really a shame that when you meet families now, they want to know, is the woman crazy? And that's really a legitimate question because I just think that people do some crazy and some strange things. I mean, you can turn on the news or the television on any given day and something bizarre has taken place in a relationship. I mean, just think about it. If somebody doesn't want you, why would you go kill yourself or go try to kill them? I don't understand that. Well, I will say this, there's some underlying agendas and reasons and why that's going on. But nevertheless, you knew she was crazy. You knew she was crazy after the first conversation. You knew she was crazy when she asked you to pay her bills that she couldn't afford herself. You knew she was crazy when she took you to that restaurant and she couldn't afford that meal and now you were stuck with paying the bill. You knew she was crazy. But some of y'all like cray cray. I don't get it. Now, you have to understand that when you are dealing with a woman who you are perhaps maybe potentially looking at her to be someone seriously in your life, me and y'all gonna have to start doing some background checks. I mean, you need to ask, does she have, is she in possession of papers to state that she is certifiably sane? Now, I know you sound like, oh, she tripping. She's got to be tripping. But no. I mean, like in my line of work, I see women, they come and they see these guys and they're talking about they're going to kill them and they even threaten to kill themselves because a man don't want to be with you. If he don't want your ass, then find somebody else. Now, I'm sorry if your feelings getting hurt because I know somebody's feelings is hurt tonight. But oh well, Stop being crazy. Why are you blowing up that man's cell phone? If the man says he's going to call you back, give him time to call you back. And if he doesn't call you back, perhaps he doesn't want to talk to you. That has to be okay. So I want all my women out there, if you wonder why you're by yourself, even though you may be educated, you may be beautiful, you may have all the physical attributes, and you even claim you got the bomb on whatever, why you by yourself? Because you crazy. I mean, come on. If he says to you, babe, I'll call you back or give me a moment, you can't continue to talk to this man and try to make him talk, because you don't understand that the more you try to bring him closer to you, the further you're driving him away. Men have feelings too, just like us women, and we have to respect that. And it's just amazing to me that sometimes we say we want the truth, but most of us can't handle the truth. Why? Because we live most of our lives adhering to lies. And so when we say keep it real, we become offended, or we say, well, you're not being politically correct. But when I tell a lie, then you say I'm not keeping it real. So damn it, you can't have it both ways. Men, why are you dealing with cray cray? Are you going to live the rest of your life being depressed, wondering that what would it have been like if you just would have taken the time to get to know who she really is? See, one thing I've learned, or that I'm learning, is that sometimes we have to slow down a relationship just to say, stop. Let me get to know who this person is. We all want to be needed. We all want to be desired, but nobody wants cray cray in their life. It is amazing to me the stories that I've heard from men that I've come to know over the years, and the type of women that they've entertained. Is she crazy? Why are you putting sugar in his tank? I don't understand that. Why are you showing up at his house at 2 o'clock in the morning? Because one thing I've learned, that whatever you're looking for, you're going to find it. Men, this is your host here on Sidestreets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. Stop entertaining crazy. If you are going to have any peace of mind in 2017, you're going to have to ask yourself the real hard questions. What are you truly deserving of? And if you entertain crazy, then you've got to be crazy. I'm going to go to a musical break and I'll come back. This is Angela Champ for Sidestreets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. You know you're crazy. Welcome back. 2017 is in effect. I am Angela Champ, your host for Side Streets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. And I have decided to dedicate this show to my men out there who are dealing with cray cray. Why you keep entertaining cray cray? I've heard the same stories that women give. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, I love her. Oh, whatever. She crazy. And what about the men who have entrusted all of their valuable information, be it their social security number, their bank accounts, all of those, that valuable information, and now she's used it to destroy you. And now you're upset with her when you should be upset with you. Because at the first sign that she told you that she was crazy by virtue of her actions, you should have got up and left. Now, we live in a day and age where we cannot take for granted that people are going to treat us right. Therefore, we have to demand that we will be treated right. And that means recognizing the signs of crazy. So if she is constantly asking you about people that have come in your life that you've come to know, and she constantly needs clarity, get rid of her crazy ass. Hey, Harry-O, how you doing? I know you tuning in because I know you got somebody that's crazy in your life. And if you don't, you've dealt with somebody who's crazy. LOL. It's unnecessary. Here we are, particularly for those who have gotten a little older in your 40s and 50s. Why are you still entertaining crazy? One thing I will never do, I will never clown in public, and I will never disrespect my man on any level. Well, first, let me say this, he wouldn't allow it anyway. But even beside that, just as a person who's going to respect from one human being to the next, it is unacceptable, my women. Women, you can't be out here demanding that a man love you, demanding that a man will do for you, because you should be able to do for yourself. Thanks, Kim, for tuning in. I don't understand that. You want a $600 purse, but you can only afford a purse from Walmart. But you want that man to buy you a $600 purse. How about you get your lazy ass up, work 2 or 3 jobs to buy that purse if that's important? And I'm willing to bet that if you have to pay for it yourself, you'll rethink how important that is. Why you keep entertaining crazy? Last night, everybody wanted to party and they wanted to celebrate and Happy New Year. But is the New Year really happy if you're still dealing with that old garbage from the previous year? That makes your New Year miserable. So it should have read, instead of Happy New Year, it should have read Happy New Miserable. Because you've just owned to the fact that you like having crazy. You like having crazy in your life. Now, the other thing, I know a lot of men, they prefer a woman that have natural hair. And sometimes women, like myself, I like wearing my weave. I'm going to wear my weave. Y'all see me profiling, right? I like wearing my weave. But under that weave, make sure she's not crazy. Now, I'm saying this because we are all adorning ourselves with something, be it a new hat, be it a new hair of hair, be it whatever. We are all adorning ourselves with something to look and or feel good. But once you take all these things off, are you sane? You have to understand, women, that when he says no, he's not saying that he doesn't love you. He's simply saying no. And sometimes we have to be able to accept his maybe. Maybe doesn't mean that it's no. It means that, let me give this some consideration. I'll get back with you. Now, I know we live in a microwave society of instant gratifications. Everybody wants to be gratified here and there. But are you deserving of someone that is a king? Now, I've dedicated this year, well, the end of last year and any year moving forward, to respect the man that's in my life and to always address him as king. He's been called everything else by society. He's been called everything else by cray-cray. And I will not entertain the thought of calling him crazy. I will entertain the thought and the behavior of addressing him and treating him like a king. So, Kim, I know you had somebody cray-cray in your life too. We both have dealt with, but see, we don't think about it from a female perspective. We think that men, they have control of everything, so they shouldn't have anyone that's crazy in their life. But what about that baby mama? What about that baby mama that you laid down with and you had that baby, not knowing that she was crazy, not knowing that the only reason she had a baby was to stay close to you, and now she's using that child as a pawn in order to see you. Then you stay with her, you say it's for the children. But then I got to ask myself, perhaps maybe your ass is crazy for staying with her. hmm I see you talking to yourself, asking yourself those real questions. Am I crazy? Yeah, you real crazy. So, if you have any questions regarding this subject matter, because I mean, although I'm putting somewhat of a comedic spin on it, this is really a serious subject matter. Please do not hesitate to call 708-223-8953. And if you're looking for an opportunity to host your own show, even on the subject matter, why you still messing with cray cray, please do not hesitate to call 708-223-8953 here on IntellectualRadio.com. I just want to say that I am so excited that I woke up with a renewed spirit, and my mind is that I'm walking in a new pair of shoes. We cannot continue to entertain that which is not befitting of a queen and king status. Why are you walking in those old pair of shoes when they serve no purpose? That's the same thing for that relationship you're in. If being with her does not serve a purpose, then it's time for you to create a exit strategy. Not tomorrow, not today, but yesterday you should create that exit strategy, because you need to understand peace of mind is golden, and it cannot be bought with material goods. It cannot be bought with sex. It cannot be bought with thinking that time is going to heal those wounds. She needs to be in therapy. She really does. So, anyway, I'm going to go back. I'm going to take a musical break while you ponder on the thought. Why you still messing with crazy in 2017? This is Angela Champ here for Side Streets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. Welcome back to Side Streets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, Angela Champ. And just if you're looking for an opportunity to host your own show here on IntellectualRadio.com, please do not hesitate to call 708-223-8953. Thank you, Robin, for tuning in. I just want to say we have got to support our men. Why they keep dealing with these crazy ass women? I just don't get it. She done had 2 kids by you, 3 kids by you, just to try to treat the children as a pawn. She's sliced your tires. She's messed up your credit. She's had you imprisoned. What else is it going to take for you to understand that you don't belong with her? Now, understand, I remember when I met this gentleman, and he asked me, he said, "Are you crazy?" And I had to, like I said, I was taken aback initially by the question. But I understood that he was well within his right to ask that question, because there are a lot of crazy folk out here. You can't make nobody love you, because if you don't love yourself, how do you expect for someone else to love you? I don't understand it. You go to a party and you have to sit in the corner all day long because she don't want you to get up and dance with anybody. Or you go to a restaurant and the waitress says something nice, maybe about a tie or a pair of glasses that you have on. And now it becomes a full-fledged argument or fight in a public venue. Unfreaking acceptable. Why are you dealing with cray cray? I don't get it. You know that as we get older, they say we're supposed to put away foolish things, things that we dealt with as a child, we should not be entertaining in our 40s and 50s. So why y'all keep dealing with her? You know she was nuts. You know that she was willing to do anything for a Klondike bar, but you bought it anyway. So all I'm saying to you is this is a new year, new beginnings, new concepts, fresh ideas, and a new and renewed mindset. Stop entertaining crazy, my men. My kings out there, you deserve to be treated as such. Therefore, do not be blindsided by what she looks like, how she may be good in the area of the sexual realm, or what she does for a living. Make sure that she is legitimately sane. Because you have to also understand, when you're having entertaining sex with crazy people, they can produce crazy children. Oops. I'm sorry. Did I say something might have hurt? It was intended. Yeah, I meant to say that. So what I want you all to think about, are you entertaining crazy? She makes you so crazy. You don't know what to do. She took all your credit and now she's coming after you because she crazy. Because she crazy. She got 2 little kids and a house and a car. But you can't go 3 miles because she looking for you so far. Because she crazy. You know she crazy. But you love it because you so crazy. Now, y'all, I hope the next time we meet that you have made some real life altering decisions regarding that crazy woman that you have allowed to be in your spiritual realm. Men, you have to understand that you are an endangered species and you cannot be entertaining women who are crazy. I meet so many men in my line of work who have dated a woman who is crazy. And now they're sitting up behind the walls of Cook County Jail, wondering if they're going to get out. Trumped up charges, saying that he beat her, saying that he may have assaulted her in some fashion. And now his fate is being determined by a society that doesn't really give a damn about him as a whole. I know we've joked a little bit about the subject, but I just want you all to understand, men, you are kings, so start acting like kings. And just like you wouldn't want your mother or your daughters or your sisters to be subjected to someone who's crazy, you too should not be entertaining crazy. And on that note, my name is Angela Champ for Sidestreets and Intersections here on IntellectualRadio.com. I love you, and remember, if you are hungry, it's because you must be fed. Until then, have a good one.